This morning, Kent Eichelzer is here to talk about health insurance. My goodness, do we have enough time in the day for that?
Right.
We need a day, not just 8 minutes. But thank you for being here. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me back. Just real quick, I want to say hello to my little girl. She turned 4 today.
Excellent.
Hello, Gretchen. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
baby. All right.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank
Of course,
you. Yeah.
of course. And now on to something more serious. So the state of health insurance in our country. Let's talk about that.
It's sad. You talk to doctors, and the same procedures they did 20 years ago, they're not getting paid the same for. And, you know, medical malpractice isn't what's hurting the doctors. It's health care. Every year, the prices go up without explanation.
Right.
Our firm offers it, but every year there's a higher bill, and no one can explain why. Individual plans are ridiculously high.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to get. Companies have a hard time affording it. It's really difficult and needs to be addressed, I believe.
And why would we want the government running our health care?
Well, it's big in the news lately, the last couple of years, with you know, trying to have government step in the shoes of health insurance companies. And for me, you know, Americans want a choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if the government's running it, you're not going to have a choice. I mean, everybody, not to criticize the DMV, but when you go to get your license, you're in line forever.
Say no more. We all know. We've all been there. Yes.
And when you're sick, you know, do you really want to be standing in line, I mean, herded like cattle through to the doctor? I don't think so.
Right.
And that's what I think, you know, what would happen. We don't have a lot of confidence in government programs, I believe.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, and we see the first year of President Obama's, you know, his term. This is what he has been focusing on, and I'm starting to see changes take effect when I just go to my basic appointments for the girls. They say, "Oh, now we're going to just bill out," and it's so confusing. So we really need somebody to come through and clear it all up for us, if that's even possible. And let's talk about, unfortunately, in the case that somebody suffers an accident, how does health insurance step in if there is a slip and fall or something like that?
Doctors and hospitals are a lot of times under the misconception that because it's a car wreck, they don't pay, and that's just not the case. Georgia law dictates you pay for health insurance, they've got to pay. Now, there might be something called subrogation where we have to pay back some money at the end, but I have dealt with that many times, and I have sued health insurance companies that do not pay. I don't want my clients or anybody out there with an injury to think and understand from their doctors and healthcare providers, it's a car wreck, I've had a slip and fall, and the health insurance does not pay. That is not true. That is not Georgia law.
What if somebody doesn't have insurance, unfortunately, or what if their deductible is so large because they've been thinking that they're going to just keep their monthly premiums down? So I've got this big deductible, and then something happens to me. What do we do? That's
a real good plus with our firm. I've made great connections over the years with doctors and with companies that will fund this. I have access to neurosurgeons, orthopedic doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors. Almost any doctor possible I can get a surgery for someone that is needed, as long as it's called for. I've got them covered. You know, if they have a $10,000 deductible, they don't need to sit at home saying I can't get care because I'm getting told that it's not going to pay, or you know, there's not enough money there. That's not the case. I got them covered, which is a real positive.
Okay, so you're saying if you're injured, give them a call, right?
Yes.
And the number's right there on the screen, 770-517-0045. Is there an instance where something has happened in recent weeks, months that really sticks out in your mind that you might want to share with us?
Yeah, just a month ago, I settled a case when it went to mediation, and lady came to me without health insurance and a real bad car wreck, needed a neck surgery, needed therapy, needed prescriptions. She ended up having about $90,000 in bills that I got financed for her and got her covered and got her case resolved. Without that, she would have still been suffering today with this herniation in her neck. And wouldn't have had therapy, wouldn't have had prescriptions, but because of the connections I made over the years, it's helped my client there. And it's an excellent thing we offer from the firm.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. As always, it's so great having you on.